What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? How are we doing today? For those of you guys watching, I want to have you guys be introduced to Amy. So you can just tell them a little about yourself, where you're from, what you do, stuff like that.
Sure. My name's Amy, and I'm 45 years old. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers, and I've spent the last 22 years being a nurse and the last 12 years in open heart surgery.
Okay, so she's handling the business. She's definitely living a life that requires a lot of detail. So before you and I started working together, what were some of the things that you were struggling with on a regular basis?
A lot of mental and emotional issues, negativity, not a lot of self-love for myself. I guess the background of mom and nurse, I was pre-programmed to put everybody else first and not myself. So struggling with self-love.
Was there anything else at all, or was that it?
I mean, not being happy in my own skin, being far removed, I guess, from the athletic self that I was for several years when I was younger. So just trying to get back to the person I feel God made me to be.
Yeah. Okay. So given that those are the circumstances, what was some of the stuff that you and I implemented to start to move past that?
Water, proper amount of sleep, a good sleeping routine. I figured out my amount of hours that I need to not feel tired or moody or emotionally drained for the next day. We also talked about journaling, food prepping, and meditation. I think that was the start.
Was there anything else you felt like we did that really made an impact towards that?
The daily quotes, I liked reading those, having something to look forward to each day, the little nuggets of knowledge, the encouragement, not a lot of like criticism, on your behalf from a trainer, because you can work with trainers and they're like, you're going to do this whether you like it or not. And you were just very, you could tell you care about your clients. So for me, that is a good motivator because I like compliments. I'm trying to think what else. I like the healthy dessert recipes.
Oh yeah.
Because I have a sweet tooth, so it was about finding stuff that I could still enjoy and not feel like I'm being deprived of anything to help me be successful.
Okay. So given all the things that that we put together, that we implemented together, well, what were the results of it? Like, what came from it?
For sure, more self-love. Being able to go to the gym and stick to my workout regimen without having negative thoughts and talking myself out of it. I saw myself lose some weight. I'm sure I've lost inches, but I wasn't very diligent with my measurements. But my clothes and stuff, they used to be too tight, and now they're getting too big and baggy. So I know I don't know the exact amount, but I know I've had success in that area. If I get enough sleep, that has helped with my mood and stuff tremendously. And the meal prepping and drinking the water, it all has become habits. Before I would do it for a little bit and then fall off, and then so it's more of like a for sure lifestyle change that if I don't do it, I feel like something's missing. And I actually look forward to my gym days as a great stress relief.
There we go. I love to hear that. Wait, so when you say self-love, some people think of self-love as just, getting a pedicure, mani-pedi, other things with going on a shopping spree. So when you say you got your self-love back, what does that mean for you?
Not being so negative about myself when I look in the mirror, looking at the whole thing as a journey. Like you said, it's not going to happen overnight. Being kind and patient with myself, not so critical. Like I can look at myself in the mirror at the gym and not be, critical, be like, ooh, I see some muscles growing and things like that. So not being, I guess, so like shy to my self-image And I'm not where I want to be 100%. I still, have a little bit more weight and stuff to lose, but I'm proud of myself. So
well,
I'm proud of when I said that before.
The folks don't know what you've done. So where did you start and where are you right now? People watching.
Where did I start? Like number wise?
Yeah, like
number weight wise.
Yeah.
I think I was at like 182. And right now I'll fluctuate between like 168, 170, depending on what time I weigh myself.
Yeah.
So maybe 10 pounds, maybe 12 pounds. Yeah, but I can definitely see like, my muscles and that kind of stuff that I didn't before. Like I knew they were under there, but I can actually see them.
Yeah. And the great thing about that was that the first month and a half, you were still kind of going through some things personally that didn't let you really fully commit to yourself. But once it happened, once you put that switch, it's like, okay, let's get it popping. Let's really do it.
Right.
Because that 12 to 14 pounds you went down over that time, it wasn't really over the 12 weeks. It was more so over that last 6-week block.
Right.
Because for that first half of the program, it was kind of sad because you were still dealing with things that you had to take care of, and that took your attention. Right.
And I feel blessed that I was going through the program at that time, because I feel like I could have really gone left and been sad and emotionally eating and all that kind of stuff, but instead I grabbed onto something positive to help get through what was going on. So
exactly. It was like when you went through it, some people might have just chosen to say, all right, I can't do it right now. It's just not going to work. Whereas you said, well, life is life and things are always going to happen. It's different magnitudes. So why don't I try to work through it? Why don't I try to work through these emotional feelings that at the end of it, you're a much better person because you went through the fire and came out.
Exactly.
A warrior.
Yeah. So if I can do it through a tough time, I don't really have any excuses anymore.
Exactly.
When life is going well and fine and all that. So, yeah.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, exactly.
No more excuses. I used to have lots of excuses in my mind, and now it's just like I don't need excuses. I just go do it.
What was your favorite excuse?
I'm too tired.
Too tired?
Yeah.
And how do we disprove that one?
Well, because actually when you work out, you get more energy.
See?
So you feel a lot better. In your mind, you're like, how can you? But you really do, because you get things flowing and, you get in your zone. And it's all positive at the gym. There's nothing negative at the gym. So even if you just went for the day and only was on a treadmill, that's better than, sitting at home feeling sorry for yourself
on the couch,
eating, something bad or
Talk about it. That's real life. That's really real life. You say it all the time. We want to make sure that we're making progress. We're not looking to be perfect. We want to make progress.
Right.
And we can build on that progress. That's the biggest thing here. So clearly you made your own progress. You've done what you had to do. You handled business. You came in with your set of issues that you want to take care of. And for the most part, you got that done, completed, and finished. So boom, you found self-love again. You got to the point where you really feel in tune with yourself. You got into a point where you consistently started to lose weight and you put a lifestyle around that. So how has that impacted the rest of your life?
It just keeps me in a more positive mindset, that instead of thinking negative, that, why is everybody else around me successful and why do they look like this or that? I can, make it happen for myself too.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of mine, because you were kind of mentioned like self-love, some people think of like manicures, pedicures. I'm more of an internal type person. Like I want my inside to be beautiful and then it'll show on the outside.
Exactly.
So I think I cleared out a lot of the cobwebs that were building up from being emotionally neglected in relationships and that kind of stuff. So and I've finally decided, instead of doing a lot of overtime, it's not worth it mentally and physically for myself. I'm getting stuff paid off, which used to be like my number one priority. Like that would put huge stress on me, but then actually having the goal of trying to pay stuff off was actually adding more mental and emotional and physical stress to myself. So during this process, I realized that just like the journey of fitness, things will get paid off eventually, as long as you don't get off track with those types of goals too. And I would rather have my day off now than picking up overtime. So,
exactly. I love it. That's a far cry from where you were when you started.
Exactly.
when you started, you're all about the overtime. You're all about getting as many shifts as you could. You're all about, excuse me, just trying to get through the situation. Whereas now, back then, it was like you was trying to get through the day. Now it's like, okay, I can use this energy. I can use this fuel here to make me better.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's because you tuned into a lot of the roundtables. So I think you got a lot of that personal touch.
Yeah. I enjoy the roundtables.
Yeah. Wait, so for those who don't know what that is, tell them what that is.
It's for the other members. We come together usually once a week and discuss any questions or topics or books or something that you've recommended or one of the other members have come up with. And it's just a good time of kind of celebrating each other and encouraging each other and you know, being empathetic to other people's situations. So it's just a nice like group time for encouragement.
Yeah. And I feel that community part is so important because, you know, they say it takes a village to raise someone, you know. This goes where it doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to us too. So when you have that community of people around you who are all looking out for you and they're all rooting for you to win, it makes it that much easier to stay adherent to it, because now it's like, it's not just me. I got the gang around me. We can make it happen together.
Yeah. And I think it's good that there's people in there at different stages of your program, because when somebody might be discouraged at the beginning, you could be like, well, I felt that way too, but now, you know, 12 weeks out, look at me, you know, and this is what I did and you can too. So yeah. So that part's fun.
Yeah, and I just think it's fun. Well, at least from my side of it, I'm the coach. You guys work with me, so it's crazy to see that people who were once that, you know, new to the program week one, I don't know what to do. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit shaken up. Talk to people who are in week 6 or week 10 who are seasoned vets. They've been through, or people who've gone longer than that, who are like maybe you know 5 months in, who are still in the program, and they're like, well, that's okay. You've been there already. Here's what you do. Here's how to get past that. Easy peasy. So it's just to see that develop, people who have been there, people who are new to it, so they can all kind of grow together.
Right. Yeah.
So let me ask you this before we get involved here. Someone is talking to me. They wanna get on board, but they're kind of iffy. They're on the fence about it. What would you tell them about the program?
I would tell them that they're worth the chance to try to go through the program with you, even if they've gone through some type of program with somebody else, because you're totally different. You're totally like, you know, different, and you can tell that you care about your clients. And I think to me that makes a difference, at least in my personality. I need a little bit of like encouragement and not criticism. And I think you have a lot of good, you know, tidbits that are unique to your program. So yeah, I would encourage anybody to take that chance on themselves to go through your program.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And a lot of times, really, it's just you saying, okay, I'm more than my circumstance right now, and I'm willing to take that bet on myself,
right?
To see what I can really be, rather than kind of just be where I am and kind of go through the motions like I've been doing before.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah. Well, I'm glad you gave your input, because it was definitely viable. Viable.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate your time. Thank you for pulling up, you know, having a chat with me.
You're welcome.